Welcome into Euro tonight. It is time to recap match day 5 of Euro 2024. And we hit this match day 5. That marks the ending of the first round after these two games have happened. The first round of the group stage games are over. Everybody has played it once. So now we can start to develop, narratives about teams and all that kind of stuff. But we did have to get through the final two group stage games today, which both were from Group F. So let's get straight into it. In the early game, and by early game, I mean it was the noon kickoff here in America. There was no 9 a.m. kickoff or 2 p.m. kickoff in Britain. We started off with what would be the middle game of the day in any other day. It was Turkey going up against Georgia. I don't think a lot was expected of this game, but in return, it gave us probably one of, if not the best game of the tournament so far. This game was just fast-paced. It was two teams that, you wouldn't expect this kind of game from. And then you get entertaining football out of it. I mean, two of the goals for Turkey in this game, Mudler and Guler, the Turkish Messi, of course, just absolutely like bangers of goals. They were just sensational. Their goal of the tournament material, and we're just in match day 5, and they still may be there at the end of this tournament as, goals that were just the best of this tournament. And this was a game where it was like, okay, it's Turkey and Georgia, not going to really expect a ton of it. And of course, Fox didn't think a ton of it because they sold this game to Fubo and most of America couldn't watch it. So that's great job, guys. Great job. I saw your head of analytics was trying to defend this today. Great job, guys. Keep building that grave. You're doing great, guys. Doing so great. But, this game, it had it all. You did have that Mudler goal in the 25th minute, put Turkey up 1-0. But then it was only 7 minutes later that it was Mizaduke with Georgia's first goal at an international tournament. So that's Euros, that's Copa America. Huge for that country. And we were going to see throughout the game, I expected Georgia to struggle. It's their first big tournament, first big game in a tournament. A lot of these players don't have the experience at this level. I expected them to struggle. I wouldn't say they struggled. Obviously, they let in 2 goals in the second half and lost this game. But I would say they were in it most of this game. I was thoroughly entertained by their style of play. Same with Turkey. I think we may have been, technically 3 years late on Turkey being a dark horse of their tournament. I know this is just game 1, and they were playing up against Georgia, the country, not the university. It would be quite weird if a Southeastern Conference member was in the Euros. It would be quite weird, but I really thoroughly enjoyed at least the highlights of this game because I couldn't watch it because I don't have Fubo. So from what I saw, we had a thoroughly entertaining game. I'm excited to see what both these teams do in group stage 2 and 3 because I think both teams have a slight chance of both getting out of this group if they finish, first and second, second and third, first and third, any of those combinations. I'm really excited to see where it goes for them. We move on to the other game of the day, and that was Portugal. Very much struggled, but they got a 2-1 victory against Czechia. They needed an own goal in, the middle of the second half, and then they needed a goal in injury time of the second half just to get the victory in this one. I don't know if it's just something that follows Roberto Martinez around because he was with those Belgian teams that were just sensational, that should have won things, and now look at where they are. Comes into this Portugal team just stacked full of talent, and they struggled mightily. I know they ended up winning. They got a goal in like the 89th minute that was ruled off for offsides because Ronaldo was offsides. But they just, to me, they struggled in this game. Czechia was kind of just controlling tempo here. I know Portugal had their opportunities, but they seem to struggle with it. I do wonder if part of this does play in that, it's a somewhat younger squad, and then you have like a 39-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo up top when realistically we should probably discuss, him moving on from the national team, and that might help Portugal. I know he would never do that, but I think that does play a factor in here. I think it's part of the tactics. And then I think the third part was this is just the first game of the group stage, and obviously, you're still trying to get things figured out. I'd argue that you probably shouldn't be trying to figure things out game one of a group stage tournament, where if results don't go your way for 2 games, you're going to be out. But, some teams just have to do that. Some teams have to, work out some kinks, and then they get rolling. This could be easily the case here for this Portugal team. So, Portugal, I still have them as one of my favorites to win this tournament. I think they'll get it figured out. But, maybe Czechia was just playing a very, good defensive game of football today. And that's very much possible. Maybe we'll see a completely different Portugal, when they play Turkey or when they play Georgia. And who knows? We may see a different Czechia when we see them play those two teams. This is tournament play. You never know what's going to happen. So, let's get a look at the Group F standings. Turkey sit top of Group F on 3 points and a +2 goal differential. Portugal sit in second on a +1 goal differential. Czechia, they sit in third at a -1 goal differential. And then Georgia, they sit at the bottom right now at a -2 goal differential. I think we will see a vastly different table come match day 3 when it's all said and done. I think this group is a long ways away from figuring out what's going to happen past this. So I'm excited to see how this one develops. So match day 1 is technically round 1, whatever you want to call it, is wrapped up for Euro 2024. We are getting even closer to the knockout rounds. Teams can start clinching spots into the round of 16. Teams can get eliminated as soon as tomorrow, possibly. We're starting to get to crunch time here, and that's the beauty of a 3-game group stage. You can know if you're safe after 2 games. You can know if you're out after 2 games, but most likely it's going to be that 3rd game. Excited to see how it plays out. We're back to a 3-game schedule tomorrow, so excited for that one. We will, of course, be here to recap it all here on Euro Tonight and Quick Kick Around the Pitch. So thank you so much for watching. If you just stumbled across this recap, click like, click subscribe. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow and be back every day of this tournament, just like we have been. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again very soon in 24 hours time, most likely, for another episode of Euro Tonight.